What's up, guys? I just got home from seeing Until Dawn, fully planning on doing a review for Until Dawn. Let me set the stage for you. And a lot of you guys already know this. It's all over social media right now. We'll get to that, but I'm sitting down in my theater seat, got my snacks and everything, and I'm getting ready to watch Until Dawn. I'm excited. I've been looking forward to this movie. And then I open up my phone, because usually what I'll do is I'll maybe let people know, hey, I'm watching this movie and I'm going to review it tonight, something like that. And then at the Deborah Voorhees Sheer Horror group, I see Deborah Voorhees herself, I believe, posted that Lar Park Lincoln passed away. And I was just shook. And it's one of those deaths that you don't expect to have the reaction that you do, but that's what happened. And I think all these memories just came rushing back to me all at once. And let me share that memory with you guys. Man, she was young. She was 63 years old. She's literally a decade older than me, maybe a little bit more. But when she was in Friday Part 7, and I have these here to honor her, but when she was in Part 7, she looked like a teenager. I'm sure she was probably in her early 20s or something like that. But Friday Part 7 was the first movie that I saw in the theater. First Friday movie I saw in the theater. Packed house, opening night. I was excited. I was 14 or 15. I hate to do math right now when I'm feeling sad. Somewhere around there. I want to say 14. But I'd seen all the previous Friday movies, and I was really excited because this is the first time I was going to be able to see one in the theater. Knew nothing about this movie. I didn't know what Jason was up against in this one. We'd had quite a few really great Final Girls before that. This was an interesting story because Tina had these telekinetic powers, and it was sort of like Carrie versus Jason. And I think Part 7, as silly as it is in the character department, I think Tina Shepard was a force to be reckoned with. And this gave Jason a whole new level of an opponent that could possibly and easily maybe beat him. When they get down to that final showdown, it's on. And you feel like, oh boy, Jason might be in trouble here because the way she was handling him. And if you want to go back and watch my full revisited, which is funny, I just did a revisited for Part 3, and I talked about the first revisited for Friday I did was Part 7, when John Carl Buechler passed away a couple of years ago. And now, to everybody's shock, Lar Park Lincoln has passed away. And man, it's tough. This is a tough one. We didn't expect this, and I didn't follow her whole career. I don't think I've seen anything outside of Friday Part 7. Of course, she was in 13 Fanboy, a movie that I had a small, little cameo in. Deborah Voorhees actually directed the movie a few years ago, and I will say, Lar Park Lincoln really stood out in that movie. It was nice to see her back in that movie. So she did have sort of a small career back in the 80s, maybe 90s, with some other stuff that she did. But, I think she made such an indelible mark on the Friday the 13th franchise that still to this day, people often bring her up. For the 7th movie in a franchise that's as popular as Friday, that's no small feat. I'd say she might be in the top 3 Final Girls of the franchise. And if you told me that she's your favorite Final Girl of the Friday franchise, I would believe you. That's not something that I could take away from anybody just because of the skill set that she has. But also, if you set aside the powers, she's just a very likable person. I think a lot of people that are bullied can relate to Tina Shepard. How she she's different, and people don't understand her. And this young group of characters she feels like an outsider. So I think Lar Park Lincoln captured her essence beautifully, and I don't think you even needed for her to have those powers. You wanted her to rise above and not only beat Jason, but show those those bullies what's what, and she did. But yeah, man, I didn't plan on doing this. God, it sucks that she passed away. I wanted to talk about Until Dawn, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna sit down and record that review tomorrow night. But man, Lar Park Lincoln passing away definitely affected my viewing experience of that movie. So just know that going in, that's not me saying that I hated the movie or anything, but you know what I mean. If you literally just find out that somebody that's important to a lot of people passes away right before you watch a new movie, it's going to affect that movie, and that's what it did. So I don't want to let this drag on for too long, but I just wanted to make a video honoring Lar Park Lincoln. As a matter of fact, even in my 13 Fanboy segment, I mentioned how Lar Park Lincoln was tragically killed in that video that I did. Strangely enough, it's very, very weird. So yeah, one last big acknowledgement to the horror fan base and the community, and the outpouring of love that I have seen for Lar Park Lincoln in the last couple of hours has just been extraordinary and quite impressive, and really just quite sweet. It just reminds me of our community and how we hold every horror celebrity near and dear to our hearts. So yeah, Lar, I hope you are in a better place right now, and may you rest in peace. And thank you for what you gave us in Tina Shepherd. So thank you, Lar Park Lincoln.